You thought the challenge was over. No, my friends, I'm just a big believer of not posting videos unless I got something to say. That's not always true, but at least with the challenge series, that is true. How's it going, guys? I'm Aaron Baker from Phone Dog, and I've got the 22-day challenge ready to go with the Apple iPhone 5. It's day 22. What have I found? What do I like? What don't I like? Let's find out. Full admission here, I've got some weird songs when it comes to my running playlist, but you know what? All these are motivational in some way or have a beat in some way that really get my creative juices flowing when I'm running, get those legs a-working. Although I'm not quite sure why booty work one cheek at a time is listed in there, but we can get rid of that. Actually, I've been meaning to get rid of that, but I've just forgotten, so let's go ahead and delete that while now. But you know what? Never Say Never by Justin Bieber. You know, call me what you will, but I think that's a very motivational song when I'm running. So you know what? We'll pop it in and we'll turn it on. I absolutely love and really miss... Ooh, that's loud. I really miss the overall look and feel of the music player on iOS. And this is something, even as late as I am in the challenge, I'm finding this really useful when I'm running. A couple things. One, I'm finding that the battery drain overall when doing any sort of media stuff. You know, I'll go for an hour-long run, I'll listen to music the entire hour, and I'm only losing a couple of percentage points when it comes to the battery, as opposed to something like the Galaxy S3, which I've been working with, and I lose a little bit more when it comes to the media player. I also like the overall look and feel of this media player. I can customize it a little bit better. I prefer it to the look and feel of the Android media player, both in stock form and kind of what the user interfaces have done, like TouchWiz and Sense. I still kind of prefer this overall look and feel. What I don't like, though, is, so take a look at my playlist. For example, the next song on my playlist is, for whatever reason, Elton John. I know you guys are laughing on YouTube. I can't wait to see the comments with this. But for example, so Elton John's the next song on the playlist, but when I turn it sideways, Elton John is not the next song in landscape mode. It's a Kanye West song. So I wish they could do it in the landscape mode and it would make the previews in landscape mode be the actual playlist that I'm on, in this case, the running playlist. So that would be particularly nice. But you know what? You've got a couple different songs in here. I've got the Now Playing. I like this. I like the look and feel. And they've cleaned this up a little bit in iOS 6, and I think it's really beneficial. Something else I'm really enjoying all around is the ability to auto-sync stuff. So when I buy stuff on iTunes, and I'm an old-fashioned guy when it comes to music, I use Spotify every now and again, but I really like to own my music. So when I like a song, or I'll find a song on Spotify that I like, I'll immediately go to iTunes and buy that song. And I just find it to be challenging with the Galaxy S3 or the Galaxy Note 2 or the One X Plus. You know, there's double twists. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are alternatives to bring your music over, but this is still something where Android really struggles. Not to say I'm still an Android person when it comes to my day-to-day use. I enjoy the email capabilities of Android, but we're talking about stuff that I don't care for on Android. I still think the music experience isn't quite up to par with the auto-sync stuff. Granted, you're dealing with closed ecosystems here. You're dealing with iTunes and, of course, the iPhone, which Apple owns both of those, so it's a little bit easier to close that ecosystem as opposed to something like Android or a Samsung device or an HTC device, and then trying to bring in like double twist. I mean, there's no real closed ecosystem there. You've got a bunch of different ways your music's coming in, and that's something to keep in mind when you're looking at this. Other things, you know, the 4-inch screen, really kind of used to the overall screen size now, and I miss the body of this device. The overall build quality of this device is slick, and that's something I really miss. I'm going to take it out of the case so you can take a look at the build quality. Obviously, you know what an iPhone 5 looks like, but this is something that's really impressive to me. I would love to see an Android device around this size. I get people on Twitter asking me all the time, you know, why don't they make a device that's like 3.7 or 4 inches like this? I have a really hard time getting it out of the case. 3.7 or 4 inches like this, and you know, it has the same build quality. Something beautiful, metal, something that looks like this, feels like this, but as an Android device. And I say, you know what, I'd love to see that. Thin and light, got kind of an industrial look and feel to it, but runs Android. Should be the best of both worlds for a lot of different people. I miss the overall build quality of this a lot, and that's something that I'm finding that as I get into this, you know what, there are things I miss about Android every single day. This thing is not as robust of an email machine for me as Android is, given the fact that most of our email accounts, the Phone Dog email account, my personal email, and emails of other addresses that I have in my address book are much easier to use on Android, obviously because of the Gmail integration. That said, very impressed with the overall design on this. I also like little things like the ability to come in here and tap to tweet. I know it sounds dumb, but I'm finding that particularly useful. Little widgets like that are kind of nifty. Obviously, you can put widgets on the home screen on Android, and that's going to be the answer that most people are going to tell me with that. But I like the fact that it's in the little notifications area, and I like the fact that I can either tweet from my work account or my personal account, which is at Aaron C. Baker, and I can tweet stuff out. So you know what, if I'm tweeting something kind of personal, Aaron C. Baker is the account to tweet it from, and you can take a look at it there. If I'm tweeting for something for work, I'm going to tweet something about phones probably, so I can tweet it from Phone Dog Aaron. So easy transitions between those two, and of course, kind of same thing with Facebook over here. And I have it on airplane mode in case you're wondering, because I don't get text messages or emails rolling in while we're shooting this video. But same thing with Facebook. I can make it friends or private only. I can add a location and quickly and easily do that from there. So there are things I like about it, but I'm still kind of chugging along with this challenge. Stay tuned for a couple more videos on the iPhone 5 challenge to see how well I do. Hit me up on Twitter. As you may know, I'm leaving Phone Dog at the end of the month. December 31st is my final day. Let's keep in touch, though. I'd love to hear from you both before and after at PhoneDog_Aaron. That's the work account. I'm going to be getting rid of that account on the 31st. It is not my property. My Twitter account that you can follow me at forever, and I'll make announcements about my 2013 plans at Aaron C. Baker on Twitter, and then on Facebook at facebook.com/HiAaronBaker. Don't tune out to Phone Dog, though. I'm super excited. They've got a lot of different exciting plans in the works for 2013, so be sure to follow them as well at facebook.com/PhoneDog. Stay tuned for more on my Apple iPhone 5 challenge on PhoneDog.com. I'll see you next time.